The movie begins in a hall where a rare Bugatti is being auctioned off, selling for $41 million. It is bought by Marseille crime boss Giacomo Morier. After it is purchased in France, the scene shifts to a highway where we meet the two half-brothers, Andrew and Garrett, waiting for a truck that is carrying the rare Bugatti to steal it. As soon as it reaches, they begin their plan to hijack the truck, unaware of the fact that it is bought by Morier. Successfully pulling out their plans, they get in and steal the car, destroying the truck and leaving the crime scene behind. After that, they go to a nightclub where they meet their partner, Stephanie. She is mad at Andrew for not letting her in on the job, and Garrett pokes fun at Andrew to fuel the flames. Garrett gets tired and drunk, so Andrew tells him to head to bed as they have another job to do the next day. As the morning arrives, they deliver the car to their buyer, Panahay. He recognizes to whom it was sold, Morier. He knows the consequences of stealing from a madman and refuses to buy it. A fight ensues, and they are overpowered and kidnapped. Frank comes to take them. They both wake up from gunshot sounds, and Morier greets them. He asks if they know who he is, but they are unaware. Finding a liking to them, he shoots one of his men and asks for them to be untied. Morier takes them to a car collection room where the brothers recognize all of the cars, and they realize that the man is Giacomo Morier. He proceeds to aim at them, but Jarrett speaks the name of Max Klemp, and it piques the interest of Morier. Andrew starts to explain the history of Max. Being the smartest in the family, he was best in every class and used any means necessary to reach the top. By the age of 30, the empire was given to him, and as a gift, his father gifted him a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, which is now worth $38 million. The brothers say that they will steal it from him. Morier tells the brothers about his past with Max, stealing a lot from him and taking his right to rule Marseille, according to him. At first, Morier is hesitant, but the brothers convince him. Morier gives them 1 week and they are taken out. After they are thrown in the water, Andrew reveals that he was planning on proposing Steph to marry him, and Garrett is happy, but both are in deep trouble. Garrett shares his concern about him leaving the job, but Andrew is ready to do what is needed to start a family. The brothers return to Steph, and she is mad at them, but decides to help out in their situation and contact her friend, who is in Marseille. The scene then shifts to Devon, who steals from some boys but gets caught and taken out. There she meets the crew who doubts her. But knowing she stole police badges, Andrew approves of her. On their way, they are still skeptical about it. Arriving at the shore, they meet Leon, who is a professional in explosives. Devon puts the pastries in the locker so that Leon can demonstrate his skills. Making a massive explosion, he is in the crew now. They leave for the beach, where Steph encounters Andrew about their future life, and he reassures her that after the job, they will be together. They head to the party where Devon and Garrett get close, but Garrett wants to keep his distance. Then 4 cars roll by, and these are the drivers that will be aiding. Despite others trying to stop, Garrett wants to take over to talk. He offers them money, gradually increasing the offer, only for Devon to interrupt and talk to them in a different language. All came to a close, but they were under watch by agents. Returning to their apartment, a man is already there, telling them that he can help with Max Klemp. He introduces himself as Lord Morier, cousin of Giacomo Morier, telling them that he knows an inside man for Max Klemp's mission. He takes them to an underground bar where they meet Kun. They introduce themselves and ask about Max, but Kun shows ignorance. They are to leave, but Kun gives them a chance to show him their skills, which went well because of Garrett. Kun tells them to stop the plane from flying. Initially hesitant, the crew gets to it. Taking down the engine of the plane, they stop the plane. Kun tells them that it's Max's private plane, and now they will be able to be in contact. The scene now shifts to the crew getting to a mansion while some agents keep an eye on them. There they meet Max, who is putting the body of the pilot in a barrel. Garrett tries to negotiate with Max, which does seem like working, but Max asks Andrew to put the last nail on the barrel. Andrew complies, and this builds the trust between the two parties. While leaving, Lauren asks Max if he can see the garage, also expressing hate for his cousin to win his trust, and it works. Being let in the garage, they get to see the beauties that lie within the place. Andrew sees the password to the place, and shortly after, they leave. They ask if Lauren is really on their side, to which he reassures them. Returning to the apartment, they find that the agents were Interpol who welcomed them in. When asked about names, Lauren gives a false name, and the agents tell that there has been a ring of stolen cars and their name is on it, attacking Garrett to put fear in him, but they all keep their composure. The agents leave shortly, saying that they will return. Andrew is now having second thoughts, but Garrett reminds him about his father's dreams and to work together as a team, but to run away from France. Even though Andrew is going to start his life with Steph, he agrees to have this gig to go on. In the market, Devon is approached by Frank, comes to take her away, but she steals an apple to cause trouble in the market. Through this, she narrowly escapes him and runs away. On the other hand, Andrew and Garrett see some bikers across the road and recognize them as Panahi's men. The men fire and chase after them. Andrew takes care of one of the bikes. Meanwhile, Garrett is chased by the other through the harbor. Jumping in water to save himself, the shots miss, and soon after, the attacker's body falls into the water, Andrew ultimately saving him. Returning to the apartment, Devin tells the brothers that Morier took Steph, so they go out to rescue her. At Morier's place, they are taken to her, where she is to be crushed under a tire. Morier warns them that if they don't steal the Ferrari and try to leave France, they will have to suffer the consequences for it. Garrett uses his thinking to negotiate in the situation and succeeds. Morier wants to know about their plans and to meet every single one of their team member. Garrett agrees, and taking Andrew on the side, he tells Andrew to keep his composure. The next day, Morier's men meet the whole crew and Garrett starts to explain their plan. First to raid a police station, stealing their gear and cars. Then someone tells Max that he is being raided. The crew will come in uniform to scare Max so that he makes his escape and steal his car. Morier likes the idea, but now they are surrounded. A helicopter lands and Max comes out of it, telling them that he had already seen things may be in order before them, warning them and leaving. Morier is mad at this and tells the team to commence their mission the next day, but he will also take part in it. Steph is still locked inside the mansion. While eating dinner, Interpol agents approach them. They warn them about their plans and have an eye on them. As they are leaving, Garrett proposes a plan to make it seem like their group is falling apart. Andrew attacks Lauren and leaves, giving their plan a go. Devin and Garrett talk about their interests, leading them to get close. The next day, Steph tries to steal keys from Lauren and successfully does so. Then we learn that Morier plans on eliminating the whole group after they are done with their mission. Everything seems to be in order and their missions commence. They get into the bus that Devin hijacked and call Max Klemp. On the other hand, Steph sneaks out of the room and manages to get to the security room. Trying to turn off the alarm, it doesn't work really well and it alerts the other guards. She takes a gun and leaves. The Interpol comes and puts Morier under arrest for committing war crimes on international levels, and then Morier realizes that the crew is not working for them but against them, shooting the police and fleeing the scene. They infiltrate the building, steal the cars, and leave the place. Morier sees smoke coming out of his mansion and follows the crew, catching up to them. Andrew stops to propose to Steph, and they make a bond. While the car chases, they lead Laurent to hit a truck, and Leon accidentally drops and detonates the bomb before Andrew can cross. With Morier behind, Andrew takes the risk and crosses the bridge as it breaks apart. Morier is now stuck on the other end. He calls his men to know the locations that they are moving on. Finding out they are heading for the harbor, Morier catches up to them. Andrew and Garrett have a secret plan up their sleeve. They stop the cars and step out. As Morier closes on them, Devin hits the car with the bus. They loaded the cars in and Interpol came to thank them. Turns out that Max was with the police all along. They have to leave Devin behind, but she has the code to Max's garage. Time passes and Devin is still not picking up the called Garrett. Suddenly, the Ferrari appears and Devin steps out of it. Both embrace each other. Though happy with the car, they are not just done yet with their adventures. Steph tells them about 1953 Sierra Coupe, only 9 in the world. This is where they plan on doing the work of thievery again as their profession, and the movie comes to a lose.